All right, let's get this yap session on.
My life has completely changed just by documenting my everyday life. I'm a very small content creator, but it's because of content creation that I was able to meet my fiance and I was able to find my career using social media. All this to say that you don't need big numbers to be able to achieve great things, so just hit record. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later in the video, but first, let's talk about you. You're here because you want to create content, you want to document your life, you want to get out there, but what's stopping you? I create content on the side for my personal things, but I'm also in corporate and do create content as well, just in a different format. My perspectives are heavily influenced by two parts of my life: the time that I freelanced and worked alongside with creators, and the moment that I'm in now, which is creating content for companies. I think a lot of people want to document or vlog their life, but I believe that they're consumed by their fear, and that's prohibiting them from being able to take action and just start creating content and capturing those like special moments in their life. For me, I know the biggest thing before anybody creates content, they always struggle with this: the fear of being perceived, the fear of failing, the fear of judgment, the fear of it not working out. It's a totally valid fear. Like, I've gone through this and I'm still going through this as we speak. Some people may tell you that to bypass this, you just need to ignore the fear. I operate a little bit differently, okay? If I tell myself, just ignore the fear, I'm also subconsciously telling myself, well, I know I'm ignoring the fear. I know I'm pretending to ignore the fear, but I actually am fearful. That approach didn't work for me. So what I did instead was telling myself, yeah, it's kind of scary. Creating your content and documenting your life and putting it on the internet for who knows to see, it is a little scary. It is like very vulnerable to do. And I think that people who aren't scared to do that, you know, it's a very scary thing. So I think validate the feeling, okay? Understand that what you are doing is absolutely worthy of like feeling that fear, okay? The problem isn't having the fear. The problem is when the fear prevents you from moving. When you get so consumed by the fear that you can't hit record, that you can't edit a video, that you can't hit publish, that you can't share it with your friends, that's when fear becomes a problem. Here's how I've addressed this issue. First, understand that this fear isn't going to disappear in one day, okay? That's the hard truth. You're going to have this fear probably 10 videos in, 20 videos in, 50 videos in. Fear is so necessary. You can't fight it, but you can work alongside it. You have to know that your first piece of content is probably not gonna be great. It's probably not. And the moment you can come to that realization and be okay with that is when you'll make a lot more progress, is when you'll start to make progress faster than everybody else. Instead of thinking about, I'm publishing this first video, I am so afraid. What I did was I tried to think about it like, I am posting one video out of 100, and I can't wait till I get to the point where making videos feels effortless. Having that long-term thinking can ease the pressure a little bit. This pressure of having to be great within your first video, your 10 videos, your 20 videos, it's a lot of pressure. And even as someone like myself who creates content relatively consistent, I still struggle through this. You need to just put in the reps. That's exactly what I am doing right now with you. I am putting in my reps. I am someone who has been talking about creating content on YouTube and trying to figure out the best strategy, what tips I should know, SEO, all these things. And that halted me. I made no progress. I just had a video that I posted 2 days ago hit 1,000 views, which is the first time that I've had a video hit 1,000 views that quickly. Just because I hit record. Focus on telling your story in a way that's authentic, results will come. And your favorite creators struggle through this too. What they do to get through this though is creating systems so that they don't fail. Later in the video, I'm gonna share a very basic blueprint of what I use to create my content and how I structure it out. It's really simple, it's nothing too complex. I'm not gonna make you download anything, I'm just gonna show you, it's gonna pop it up on the screen. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. Also, when thinking about creating content about your life, one thing that a lot of people start to fall into is this trap of living their life for the content. What I mean by that is they might do very particular things that they wouldn't have done ordinarily to try to spice it up for the content. But social media has changed a lot, and I think people really appreciate the natural, raw, authentic experiences. People want to see that you live a life just like them, or that that they can achieve what you achieve given the same circumstances of their life that they might be living in as well. Don't live a life for your content. Live your life as you would, and occasionally just document it along the way. I think people will feel really appreciative. They'll feel like the content's more genuine when you have this sort of approach when creating your content. And also know that documenting your life does not have to be complex. You don't have to research the best strategies. You just need to start. Don't consume yourself with learning the best color grading, the best editing, the best SEO, the best thumbnail. Certainly these are important things to pay attention to, but the first thing that I recommend as a beginner, if you're just starting out, is to just start. And with each video though, you can start to learn about what is needed to improve. Maybe the second video you work on the thumbnail, maybe the third video you work on SEO, maybe the fourth video you work on editing. I wouldn't suggest trying to front load so much of that work and research that other creators have done over the span of their career in the beginning of yours. Take it day by day, video by video. So if you can take this approach, I think you're gonna have a really strong start, and I can't wait to see what you create. Earlier in the video, I know I mentioned that I met my fiance through creating content, and I want to give a little context to that, okay? During the pandemic, I started creating TikTok content, and I created content about my life and my experience. And this particular video though that I made, it was about my situation, and my fiance commented on the video and saying that she had more information and that she could potentially help. And I sent her an Instagram message, because you can't message on TikTok back then. That feature did not exist. So I sent her a message, we met up, and then ever since then, we have not stopped hanging out. And it's been now like 4 years, which is crazy. Time just has completely flown by. About 1.5 months ago is when I proposed to my girlfriend, now fiance. And that's a huge example. I've also met so many great people. Some of the strongest relationships I have are with people that I met through content creation. Content creation is a way to express yourself, and when the algorithm hits right, when it does its job, it can connect you with like-minded or different people that you wouldn't necessarily expect. But you can come together and meet people from all around the world. You're not just limited to the people you see at your job, school, or your grocery store. You know, your worldview can truly expand with the relationships that you have. Documenting my life has also completely influenced the work that I do today. I'm in the social media space, and by creating content and documenting my life, I'm able to demonstrate my storytelling skills, demonstrate my video editing skills, demonstrate my writing skills publicly, and people are able to see this and see the work that I'm putting out. They don't have to necessarily go to my portfolio. In a way, because of the nature of my work, it is the portfolio. A few years ago, I was laid off and I didn't know what I was gonna do. I actually have an entire video about that here, which you can see. And I didn't know what to do. So I looked at myself and said, it's time to do what you do best. And that's documenting your life, creating content, and storytelling. Picked up the camera, filmed my layoff experience, published it on LinkedIn, and not expecting a whole ton to happen. 2 days later, I get a message from a few people, but one person in particular, and they said that they wanted to hire me for a potential job because of the work that they saw from my content creation. I never even submitted a resume for this job. I'm no longer with this company anymore, but it just demonstrates the capability and the power of capturing your perspectives and capturing your life and putting yourself out there. Creating content and documenting my life has also just given me a way to express myself. It's really hard for me to just sit down and write in a journal and extrapolate the thoughts I have, and I find it a lot easier to just talk to a camera, say what I'm saying out loud, and it's been very helpful. And it's really nice too, knowing that the videos that I put out, when it connects with people, when you put yourself out there, you come to find that you're not the only one. A lot of other people are going through very similar things. Okay, I'm a man of my word. I told you I was gonna show you the blueprint, such a fancy word, for how I create my content. So here's that blueprint. I'll put a picture up so that you don't have to try to squint your eyes and look at this. But so essentially the content starts with me, and I have the content separated by 3 big topics. Now I'm actually gonna cross out business and switch that with creator. You're watching me create this live. Under health, I have gym, lifestyle, I have running, and then I have general lifestyle. Under that, I have more specific topics like how do I train, what's my diet, what's the daily routine, the slow growth. For the next category, we have self-help. So we have productivity, spirituality. Within that, we have mindset tips, motivational advice, carving your own path. For the next one, we have creator. So in this section, I would talk about content creation, and then maybe something like growing as a creator. I'm gonna provide you a clean copy so that you can just screenshot. But this is the basic kind of like structure that I use, and it's really helped me break down kind of the ideas and stories that I should be telling, because it's really intimidating to figure out what you want to be known for. But then I'm also a believer that you don't have to be known for just one thing. Pick a few broad categories, dive deeper, figure out what makes those categories, and then within that, see if you can find a few ideas that you can put in there. And these can be sort of your like North Star, the directions that you lean, that you're aiming for when creating content and documenting your life. You can absolutely do this. You just have to hit record. You just have to put in the reps, set realistic goals that you can achieve, have fun with it, and try not to think about the results too much. If you made it this far, by now you should know a little bit about some ways that you can overcome your fears of creating content, some best practices when documenting your life, and hopefully with the blueprint, you can detail some of the content ideas and create a system that works best for you. I hope this helps. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I wanna say, by the way, thank you so much for all the appreciation, love, and support that y'all have been giving me the past few videos. I've even gotten some DMs on Instagram at Huber, just people asking me about my take or advice on their life. So I thought maybe that I might address some of those DMs publicly. I'll blur out the names, of course, in a YouTube video. So if you have a question or a topic that maybe you don't feel comfortable commenting, you can send me a DM at Huber, and we can address it in a video. We all have big dreams, so any way that I can help and work alongside with you, just let me know. If this video inspires you to actually create your first video, I would love to know, and I would love to support as well. So if I can be a small sliver in your story, that would mean the world. So comment down once you've uploaded. All right, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and peace.